chronic heart rejection, and I won't be here for as long as I thought. But I want to say, this has been an awesome ride, and I have no regrets.
What up, Shaun? I know it's hard, bro, but you just gotta stay strong. Yeah. Shaun Miller, 17 and you're so mature. Even if your heart is sore, man, I know it's pure. Shed a tear when I saw you on YouTube. It's too true, no one's showing courage like you do. Make it look easy and I know that it's hard. Evident because I've seen every one of your scars. And props to your dad for always being around. Showed you how to be a man and I swear it's profound. You just gotta keep together cause I know that you're strong. Cause you're ready, keeping steady, you've been waiting too long. Understand I got your back and everybody does too. You got a girl that loves you dearly and you know that it's true. And I see you positive, stronger than a lot of us. You just gotta know that sadness will never be the option. Is happiness, even if it's silent and grace. And approaching every day with a big smile on your face. Yes, just understand that when it's harder to see, you got a great family that's always willing to be every stepping of the way. And I see that you're real, cause I know that I could never go the mile that you feel. Man, we try to understand, but nobody knows. Cause how could anybody go through what you have, and it shows that you gotta just get up. Don't ever think to let up. You know we got your backs a little, homie, keep your head up. It's hard and it's tough, man, you gotta stay strong. Feeling out of luck, man, you gotta stay strong. Your time is never up, man, you gotta stay strong. Steps to stay strong, steps to stay strong. You feel like you alone, man, you gotta stay strong. You fear that you'll be gone, man, you gotta stay strong. Steps to stay strong, steps to stay strong. We believe in you, Shaun, you just gotta stay strong. The fear is building up and it eats you alive, but you brush your shoulders off, then you smile and you thrive. I can see it in your eyes, you just wanna survive. Then I see your bravery that you just carry inside. Swear to God that I admire you in every way. Couldn't do what you were going through, it's easy to say, but it's harder to do. It's not just hard and it's true. And your dad is not afraid, I see a father in you. When I sent you that message, bro, you quickly replied. Showed me no sign of weakness, man, I cannot deny that you caught me off guard. I expected the worst, but instead you showed me triumph and you did the reverse. Now I'm writing you this letter, I swear it will be better, cause no one else could ever simply keep it all together. You do it happily, and I wonder actually how the hell you stay composed. And it's never sad to see that you take it on the chin and that bottom lip is up. And you're going to Disneyland, so you're living it up. Don't forget to take a ride on that Mike Jackson Thriller, cause there is no realer than you, Shaun Miller. And even when it seems there's no escaping this doubt, there is no doubt in my mind you'll be making it out. Man, you gotta just get up, don't ever think to let up. You know we got your backs a little, homie, keep your head up. It's hard and it's tough, man, you gotta stay strong. Feeling out of luck, man, you gotta stay strong. Your time is never up, man, you gotta stay strong. Steps to stay strong, steps to stay strong. You feel like you alone, man, you gotta stay strong. You fear that you'll be gone, man, you gotta stay strong. Steps to stay strong, steps to stay strong. We believe in you, Shaun, you just gotta stay strong.
Please don't cry for me. I will be okay. I do ask all my friends to make sure my dad will be okay. I will miss you guys so much. I love you all. I know this is bad news, but good news came as well. I now have a girlfriend now called Maddie, and I'm so happy. At the moment, nothing can bring me down. I hope I left footprints in all of your hearts, because I'm going to miss you all, and I love you dearly. Bye. love from Shaun.
Let me be your hero.
Wow, what a song that was. And welcome to the studio, Cameron Miller. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Roula.
Thank you. Now, mostly people call me KK.
Okay, KK.
KK, you can call me Roula though.
Okay.
An amazing person you are. The
Thank
next
you.
song is one of Shaun's favourite, Enrique, Hero. And
Yes.
I believe you are his hero because you are continuing his work.
Correct.
And it's amazing. And I do want to, once again, to tell the audience that Cameron and I have caught up much earlier and we have discussed in depth about Shaun's life. But as I said, the program we both decided on doing is supposed to be motivational. It is Kids Week. We do want to motivate young kids and influence them, as Shaun has tried to do that, even when he was very ill.
That's it.
That's it. Tell me about this song, that Be Mike. How did Be Mike come into Shaun's life, Cameron?
B Mike, it was quite funny. He contacted Shaun on Facebook and Shaun said, "Oh, Dad, there's this kid who wants to write a rap song on me." I'm like, "What are you talking about, Shaun?" And he's like, Dad, you better call him." And I'm like, "All right, I'll call him." And I said, "Oh, it's B Mike there." And then all of a sudden, Shaun jumped on the phone and said, "Hey, bro, you want to write a song for me?" He goes, "Yeah, is that okay?" And then 2 days later, B Mike had written a song and put this whole YouTube thing together, you know, with the photos and called Shaun Miller, "You Gotta Stay Strong." And Shaun loved the song and he used to play it over and over again. If he got down or anything like that would get him down, he'd use that as a motivational tool himself.
Wow, that song, I mean, I've heard it over and over when I did my research. And it still touched me today in the program.
Yeah.
It is a touchful song, and I'm sure the audience is saying, how are you keeping this uplifting KK with that song? But we did have to play that song because we did want the people to recognise the song that Big Mike wrote for Shaun.
That's right.
And there are a lot of kids out there with chronic illnesses. Shaun was a promoter of the Royal Children's Hospital. He virtually lived in the Royal Children's Hospital.
Correct.
And he's also the youngest ambassador for Heart Kids.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yes, correct.
How
Yes.
did that come about?
He got approached after he had his second transplant when he was 13. They said, "Shaun would like you to be an ambassador for Heart Kids." And Shaun said, "Sure, I'd love to do it." And he took that role and just ran with it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So he's fighting an illness or a chronic illness.
Yep.
He's in and out of hospital, as I
Yep.
said earlier on, 1,000 operations,
Yep.
2 failed heart transplants, but he still had the time. He wrote a book,
Yes.
which we'll talk about shortly, and he becomes now ambassador as well. Isn't that amazing?
It is. Shaun wrote something for the Herald Sun last year, and he said, he goes, "Without the organ donation, I wouldn't have had 10 years of life."
Amazing.
So he looks at it like as a positive thing, not a negative thing. And that's what he wants all teenagers to do, is to live life to the fullest.
Because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring.
Exactly.
Look, I know your pain as a parent.
Yep.
My family, myself, and we have had grief in our family. I lost a younger brother. Obviously, his life was a lot longer than Shaun's.
Yes.
So I do understand everything, and I'm so appreciative of you coming into the program. And thank you so much for wanting to do a more motivating program. I'm sure
Yes.
everyone's shaking a little bit right now because I am as well, but we are going to get there. And it is, as we said, Kids Week, and
Yes.
the Royal Children's Hospital is raising money, and you're raising money through the book,
Yes.
which is worldwide and it's written in different languages. So Athens, I believe a lot of
Yes.
people from Athens have approached you, so the book is out there. And I have an extraordinary young man that you're going to meet shortly,
Yes.
who's only 14 years old. So we've got the 13-year-old ambassador,
Yep.
and now we've got a 14-year-old, which we'll announce soon.
Yes.
It's just amazing that your son did so much at the same time of being in and out of hospital. I'm blown away because a lot of kids can't do it.
Well, he just said, "Look, with the book, for instance, he said, I want to write a book." He's wanted to write a book since he was 15. He said, "Now I have to do it." So he just basically penned the paper and started writing it.
And he knew that his life would be cut
Yes,
short.
yes, he
And
did.
he still continued.
Yes.
So he lived life to the
Yeah,
fullest.
yeah, he did.
And you're obviously his hero because we did talk earlier and you did explain to me that you were Now, how did you say it to me? You were his sidekick.
Yes.
That's how you said it.
That's
you
right.
Were his sidekick.
That's exactly how it was.
Now, I'm just wondering, who motivated who? Was your son motivating you? Hey, Dad, this is reality.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or was it you? Because according to what you've told me, it's your son.
Yeah, it was more him. It was more him. He just, like I remember before the media storm, and a few of the people from Kids Care for Kids said to me, "Well, we're just wondering, is Shaun doing too much?" And I'll never forget this. He walked into the boardroom, and there was 5 people. He goes, "You sit there, you sit there, you sit there," and I've only got 10 minutes let's convene, let's go. And then they were just looking at me saying, "You're like a puppet, you don't say a word." I said, "He's the boss."
He's the boss and you're his hero. So let's go on to his hero and then a little break and we'll be back, Cameron.
If I asked you to dance, would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying? And would you save my soul tonight?
But in the studio we have Shaun's father, Cameron Miller. Cameron, once again, welcome to RYTHMOS1656. And we have been talking about the late Shaun Miller.
We have.
A fantastic young lad, and you should be very proud of his life.
I am.
I know. I personally do know that. Tell me, let's talk about the YouTube interview, all that, the big stuff that happened on YouTube, and what effect does it have on you now? How do you deal with all this? Because, you were keeping the memory alive. Everybody worldwide is keeping Shaun's memory alive.
That's right, yes.
How does it affect you?
Look, at the start it was kind of strange because he couldn't upload it to Facebook and he had trouble, and I went to bed and he'd upload it to YouTube, and there was 100,000 people and we had calls galore from media, and it was just a whole media storm, and it just went crazy, and it's sitting at 3.3 million today.
Unbelievable.
And people are still trying to contact me worldwide, like people leave messages and things like that. Look, it's given me, I would say, comfort. I'd use the word comfort because it's helped me a lot through Shaun's passing. It's turned into a positive. And there's also a lot of Shaun's friends that are left behind that I need to help and talk to, and if teenagers get down, I'm quite happy to talk to them about Shaun's ways, and even some of the media have contacted me lately, and I just said, Shaun just wants everyone to be positive in life because you never know what's going to happen.
That's exactly right. Now, I've also believe you've been approached by a school and you'll be going there to talk about motivation, inspiration.
Yeah, Carwoffer College, Shaun went there for a term. And I'm doing a big talk out there about keeping positive in life. Shaun used to talk about when you get a negative comment, flip it into a positive comment, whether that's on Facebook, whether that's bullying, because life is too short.
You said to me earlier when we had our coffee that there was a time when he experienced bullying, but you also said that he took care of it himself. I like that.
He did take care of it himself, and I won't spoil it because you've got to read the book.
It is in the book,
yes,
and I'm sure it's all in full details.
It
because
is.
I also believe in the book he does also cover his private life.
He does.
His upbringing.
Yes.
So it's not just based on his fighting for life and everything else. He talks about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of sad stuff, but Shaun looked at it like life experience, and those who will read the book will understand and think, well, we not only had to deal with health issues, but he had to deal with family issues
as well. And it's good that he's covering all that because that'll attract many audiences, not just the young. The young want to know about Shaun's life.
That's right.
And you do have kids that come from broken families,
of course.
Whether it's a separation or a passing of a parent. Yeah. And I think a lot of young will be interested in learning about that. And also us as parents, the older generation,
Yes.
they're going to be interested because I do believe there's a lady that you met earlier on and she's bought the book.
Yes,
And there was a
correct.
big smile on your face because you only
Yes.
met her for the first time and she's told you she's read the book.
Yes, correct.
Well, you'll be meeting her later on too, but you'll be meeting her son first,
Okay.
an amazing son just like yourself. Tell me a little bit more about the book.
Well, with the book, as I said, Shaun said, look, I've got to get down to it. I've got to write a book. And I'm like...
And he's writing this while he's ill.
Yes. He was writing this... I started writing this on the 20th of January. His birthday was the 23rd.
Of January.
Yes,
So this is in 2012.
12. He
So this
started
is
writing it.
months before his passing.
Yes. And he said, I need to put my life story down in a book. And I said, okay, Shaun, start it. Let's go. And he every chance he got, he would start writing, whether it's just penning it with notes or on a computer. And he just went for it, and he just kept it up. And then we got a publisher on board, aka Publishing jumped on board. As soon as they met Shaun, they said, this boy's got an extraordinary life. It's got to be told. And I have to thank aka Publishing, Graham Bronson, and basically the publisher met Shaun and said, this kid has got a story to be told and the world's got to know about it.
That's right, because a lot of kids have got stories to be told.
That's right.
Different stories,
Yes.
but a lot of the kids do fear it. And from a psychology side of things,
Yep.
a lot of psychologists will say, write things down. They'll say to kids, they'll say to grown-ups, so you write down your whole life.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be a healing process, or part of the healing process, part of the understanding of what's happened in your life and why you've become who you've become. But a lot of people do fear doing that. But your son, under the extraordinary circumstances, he went ahead and did that.
Well, he did. I remember we were approached to do the football show. And he was
This was at the footy show,
Yeah,
with Sam
yes,
Newman.
Sam Newman and the
and he's
boys.
read the book and he loved it.
Yeah,
And I saw the clipping of that because Shaun's gone on there and he's like, "How's it going?" And I mean, they probably expected some young lad to come in there in a wheelchair and everything,
That's
but Shaun's
right.
gone in there and has blown them away. I mean,
Yep.
Sam Newman, we've seen him ill. He's gone through a few things and he was there sulking. Sorry, Sam, if you're listening to this. But, he was sulking and, probably there's all that tension, for the women.
Yeah.
And here's your young son who's gone in there, a young man, and
Yes.
has basically turned the whole footy show around.
Well, he did. That night was just very special. He brought in two of his friends, Kane and Josh, they were very happy to experience it. I remember that night really, really well because we got out of the car and I said to Shaun, "Do you really want to do this?" And he couldn't walk 50 metres without being puffed out. So we're in the crowd and I said to Shaun, "Do you really want to do this?" He goes, "Dad, I've got people to thank. I've got to do it."
And he's probably thinking, I've got to show Sam Newman a
Yeah,
thing or two
yeah.
because, I do recall the little private area that needed to be taken care of from Sam Newman. And
Yes.
he was sooking about that. And here
Yes.
we've got young
That's
Miller.
right.
Yeah.
And he went joke for joke with Sam Newman, and that was just Shaun. Things started getting down, he'd flip it to a positive always, and he'd make jokes about himself. I remember he told me about a kid from school come up to him and tried to offer him drugs. And Shaun goes, "Are you crazy? I take enough drugs."
That's exactly right. He could probably write a book about drugs.
So, that's the way he dealt with things, his sense of humour, and he always had a sense of humour.
And who did he get the sense of humour from? Mum or dad?
I'm hopefully me, but he was just a joker.
That was just himself. That was
the
his
joke.
personality.
And then we got home late from the football show and he had to do a cameo on Neighbours.
That's right. I did see all that.
So they wrote him a cameo and the last
Such
person...
a short life,
Yeah.
and he did so much.
did.
Isn't that amazing?
And he was filling it in. He just kept filling it in and ticking the boxes. And
And he had a girlfriend.
yes, he did. Yes,
Maddie?
Yes, he had his girlfriend.
Now,
yes.
Maddie, she had 5 open heart
Yes,
surgeries.
yes.
So those two got together and obviously were there for one another and discussed things and
Yeah,
talked about the heart. Obviously, they were talking about a lot of stuff to do with the heart, I believe.
Yeah, or Shaun had a lot of girls wanting to be his girlfriend, but he'd known Maddie for 7 years through Heart Camp and
And she was the lucky one.
Yeah. So he basically didn't have any girlfriends until he went after this last girl, and he got her, and he was happy. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
So, and look, we had a lot of family support. My mum and dad as well from Clifton Springs. There was so much support, but the world was just supportive. Like, I remember the day after the YouTube video, he had 100,000 people, and I said to Shaun, "How are you going to answer 100,000?" And he was trying his hardest because he said, "Dad, these people have taken their time out to comment. Good or bad, I need to comment.
That's right. Good or bad, he's got to comment. That's correct.
And it got to 1.5 million in 5 days, and I said to Shaun, how are you going to do it now? He goes, I can't now.
Isn't it amazing?
I've just got to write thank you.
It's amazing what young kids can actually do. They can fit in so much. It's just, it is true. It's just having the will, knowing what you want.
Yeah, that's right.
And he did it. Let's go on to the song, If Today Was Your Last Day. Right. We'll take a little break, but we will be coming back to talk to you.
No problems.
Yes, you are with the KkRock Chic here at RYTHMOS. I'm going to put your mic down for a moment because you're making too much noises, Cameron. Yes, the KK Factor, the Good Friday Easter special. And we have Cameron Miller in the studio.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay, you can say thank you now.
Thank you.
Okay, Cameron, tell me how you're carrying on with your son's work.
Look, I'm carrying on my son's work, Shaun, through the book and letting people know that to dig deep for the Royal Children's Hospital. A lot of people would know this. 1 in 6 kids are born with heart conditions. Yes, 1 in 6, that's a lot. So they need to find a cure for why this is happening.
Because your son did, as we said earlier on, he was working a lot with the Royal Children's Hospital.
Yes.
And in his videos, in a lot of things that I read in Facebook, the website, everything, he does fully support the Royal Children's Hospital.
Yes, he does, yes.
And today is the Royal Children's Hospital
appeal.
Yes. And actually another good friend of ours, Sue Sensi Designs, just for everybody to know out there, I know a lot of people want something in return. And, okay, we do get tax deductions when we give out money. So there's one good reason.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, give.
Yes.
And you will, have the deduction in your tax return. Also, Sue Sensi, if you order online today, half of the proceeds will be going to the Royal Children's appeal.
Beautiful. Now,
what inspiring words do you have for all our young listeners out there?
Look, I'll take something from Shaun. Look, be positive in life, because you never know what life has got in store. When we're not on this earth for a very long time, so don't be a negative person in life. Be a positive person, because you never know what will happen. But being a positive person, you feel better about yourself every day, and that's what Shaun was about.
Yeah, that's right. That inspiring and all that kind of stuff. And what else will you be doing in keeping all this going?
Well, I've been doing a lot of signings with the book. I've got to do some talks at schools. I'm hoping to get into some of the youth detention centres. Because God help us, they could use with a bit of inspiration.
Yeah, that's right.
I think, and what's lost with our youth today, and it's quite sad. Like Shaun used to say, what's wrong with our youth today? Like, you've got a good upbringing, but you want to go out and do these things and be stupid. He goes, it's silly. Life's too short, and that's what I'll be saying. That's what I say to youth today.
That's right. No, that's very, very good advice. Now, you were also approached to do a world tour.
Yes.
However, there is a movie in place.
Yes, we're in talks. I can't say too much.
No, we'll keep that all hush-hush, which I know all about it, but my lips are sealed.
But soon as everything's inked, I'll let the listeners here first to know. How's that?
Okay, we might have you back on the show, or maybe a phone call.
Yes.
But the movie has got to do with the book?
Yes, it's going to be called An Awesome Ride. Shaun Miller.
Which is Shaun Miller's.
And it's going to, it'll be a lot about the book, but more in depth.
More in depth.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll go on to a song. Cameron, we've got you back now. I've got someone from Adelaide.
Okay.
Spiro Pazios. He would like to say a big thank you to Cameron. So a big thank you to you for sharing and inspiring all of them. Also a safe and happy Easter to all our non-Greek friends. Babysitting his granddaughter, Amira. He sends his love. Spiro, thank you very much for that, and thank you for thanking Cameron. Now, Cameron, I want to ask you something about something that I saw on your arm.
Yes.
It's a tattoo, and I believe it's a tattoo of your son.
Yes, it is.
And he actually said to you, make sure that he doesn't end up looking like...
Yeah, just before he passed away, he said to me, if you're going to get this tattoo done, I'm okay with it, but as long as I don't look like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Well, he definitely does not look like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
No.
Unbelievable. Now, tell me, his girlfriend, Maddie, how's she doing?
Look, she's doing okay, you know.
How's her health doing?
Her health's been okay, been fine. There's been no problems. The other kids I'm sort of more worried about, like his friends like Nick and Xavier, they've had a bit of a tough trot. Because Shaun used to keep all these kids going, and, you know, there was one kid just wrote on Facebook, Nick, he said, you know, all I want to do is hear your voice again. So, because Shaun would always just get on the phone and pep these people up. And I said to Shaun, you know, the difference with Shaun, he wasn't a follower, he was a leader. And that's what I like to see the youth of today be leaders. Step up and be a leader. Don't be a follower.
That's the best advice I think you can give anybody. We'll go back to the song. Yes, we are back. We are back in the studio with Cameron Miller, talking about the late Shaun Miller, the Melbourne boy who won hearts around the world with his inspirational deathbed YouTube video, which is set to inspire a Hollywood movie, which we briefed on. Shaun Miller's father, Cameron, says his son's story is in the process of becoming a multi-million-dollar movie directed by Rod Hardy, who also made December Boys starring Daniel Radcliffe. Part drama and part fantasy, Mr. Miller said the film will be based on An Awesome Ride, the book, the autobiography the 17-year-old wrote before his death from his heart disease in May. Mr. Miller plans to take the script to Cairns to market it to the studio heads. And he's also hoped that Cody Smith McPhee, the Road, will play his son. The actor who's just wrapped shooting Romeo and Juliet, I think it's a very good choice, went to primary school with Shaun. So how about that? And it also states, I have already had interest from major studios who've liked Shaun's story to shine, and that's from Cameron Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want us to forget Shaun Miller, and I don't think we will be doing that far too quickly. Cameron, his father, is doing everything he can to keep his memory alive, but more so across the world, a lot of people. And I think it's not because Shaun Miller is the only special boy here in the world. I think they're using Shaun Miller as an example because he was strong, he was very motivational, inspiring, and that's what he wanted to do. Cameron, thank you so much for coming to RYTHMOS 1656 on a day, Good Friday.
Thank you.
I do appreciate it. Is anyone you'd like to say thank you or hello out there to?
I would, because I know Shaun would want me to do this. I want to thank all the Heart kids out there that Shaun knew, and I want to thank a few of his good, really, really good friends. Nick, who'd be listening, Xavier, Kane, Josh, Kane Andrews, Noble Park, and all the Heart kids people and all the kids that were inspired by Shaun's story. And Shaun would always say to them, you know, just keep positive and don't feel sorry for me.
And I will read out one final thing that Shaun wrote, and it states, my last wish, my number one thing was to write this book, to tell you all the story of my short life to date. It's like, you know, ordinary on the outside, but so many special things have happened to me which can't be just coincidence, and some pretty amazing people have popped up on the radar. I hope when you read my words, they bring a smile to your face, and somehow maybe I'll leave a footprint in your heart behind. So guys, get behind the book because the proceeds do go to Heart Kids, the Heart Foundation.
Yes.
Cameron, thank you. But I do not want you to leave the studio because soon you're going to meet another extraordinary young man, a little bit luckier than Shaun in the fact that his health is a lot better.
Okay.
But he's inspiring. He has a lot of qualities that Shaun has, and he's set to do something big as well at a very young age.
Okay, you got me intrigued.